Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. So today I'm going to be taking a look at the Transformers Legacy Deluxe Class Walmart exclusive Sandstorm, which is a direct repaint, slight remold of the Kingdom Scorponok figure, which is a pretty good figure in my opinion. Before we take a look at this figure, let's take a look at the packaging. So on the front here, of course, we have a nice shot of the Scorpion mode, which looks very, very cool. Of course, interesting enough with this exclusive figure, there is actually a plastic window. You cannot just reach your hand right through it, which is quite nice in my opinion. And of course, on the side there is two shots of the robot mode, one more close to his face, and of course a wider picture of the entire figure. And on the back he transforms into 24 steps, of course a shot of the robot and Scorpion mode. And on the side here, of course, we have a nice shot of the Decepticon Legacy artwork. We have Megatron, Dragstrip, Iguana, Skywarp, and Kickback. And that is pretty much it for the packaging, so let's get right into this review. So here we have Deluxe Class Sandstorm in his Scorpion mode, which looks very, very cool. So there is no mold changes in this mode right here. All the mold changes are really in the robot mode with the brand new mutant head sculpt. So of course, we'll get to that a little bit later in this video. So let's take a look at the details of this really cool Scorpion. So let's start at the very back with this tail. I really love the nice kind of sand brown color they use for this main body of the Scorpion. That looks really, really nice. Of course, there's a lot of texturing on this figure, of course, on these really cool insect legs here. They look very, very nice, very bug and insect-like, very creepy. That looks really, really cool. I do like the nice dark purple they used there. Again, that sand brown, that looks really nice. There's some more texturing at the top. A nice purple over there for the nice stinger. That looks pretty cool in my opinion. And towards the face, we do have some nice red for the eyes, some nice orange for these big tusks or teeth sections. That looks very cool in my opinion. And overall, the Scorpion face looks pretty cool, very menacing. And for the big claws here are pinchers. Nice, done in some nice burn kind of red-orange. That looks pretty cool in my opinion. And for the rest, again, there's that nice kind of sand brown color. That looks really, really good in my opinion. And on the bottom, of course, it cleans up quite nicely. You can see some leg kibble here, but overall, I think it conceals quite nicely. Overall, a very cool looking Scorpion mode. So for accessory wise and how they're stored, of course, it comes with two. There is the literally cool missile pod accessory there, so that just stores in one of the claws. Of course, if you wanted to store it in the other claw, you could. Really does not matter. And of course, in the other claw is stored the Cyber Bee. I will take a closer look at them whenever he is in his robot mode. For now, I just wanted to show you how they are stored, but overall, I think overall this Scorpion mode looks pretty cool. So now let's take a look at the articulation. So it's the exact same as Scorponok. So let's start at the very back. So for the back here, the stinger is on a ball joint. There is also a hinge here, so it can hinge forward and back. There is also a really big hinge here, so if you go down here, you can actually see this whole section can move forward to a very good degree, like that. And then of course, if you want to, you just hinge this back into place just like that. So now for the insect legs, there's a ball joint here, and these two here are on one ball joint, and there's also a ball joint here, and it's all connected to this main section right here. And of course, there is this main hinge right here that which you can hinge up and down. And now for the pinchers, of course, they can open and close like that. And there is also a swivel here. There is also a nice hinge here. And there's another hinge right at the shoulder joint here. And there's also a swivel right here. So these are the robot mode arms, so of course there's going to be quite a bit of articulation in the pinchers right here, and there's actually quite a bit of articulation in the insect legs, considering they're all on ball joints. So overall, pretty good articulation for this Scorpion mode. So I think that's pretty much it for that. Let's now get into a quick comparison, and I think we'll get into transformation. So now for a quick mold comparison, here we have Sandstorm and Scorponok. So as you can see, mold-wise, they are the exact same thing in the Scorpion mode, just a completely different color palette, much more darker colors here, and quite a bit more brighter colors on Sandstorm right here. I think probably my favorite in the Scorpion mode is definitely Sandstorm. I really do like this nice orange and brown mixture, and the dark purple for the insect legs is pretty cool. I would say my only complaint in the Scorpion mode right now is I wish the insect legs were a little bit tighter on the ball joints. They're very, very loose, and I have to say, unfortunately, that is the same with Scorponok right there. His ball joints for his insect legs are actually also very loose as well. And as you can see, the accessories are stored the exact same way, right in the claws. And again, if you want to, you could put the missiles in this claw and the Cyber Bee in the other one, or of course, vice versa. So in the comment section below, which one do you like more, Sandstorm or Scorponok? And of course, I will ask the same for the robot mode, which one do you like more, Sandstorm or Scorponok? So I think that's pretty much it for this quick comparison. I will have several more in the robot mode. So now let's get into transformation. So now let's get into transformation. So what you're going to want to do is just start at the head here. You can hinge this whole assembly up, and then you're going to want to collapse the scorpion face in, and then you can close that up just like that. You can then go down to the bottom, and you can move this whole leg assembly out. And then what you're going to want to do is bring this foot down, and then you can go here, bring this other leg down like that, and this will start to kind of unravel everything. You can then hinge this like that. And then you can get the other leg, hinge this like that, and then you can swivel this like that, and there we go. And then you can go here, swivel the waist to for it to be forward, and then you can kind of push all the insect legs back like that. We might have to start raising the camera up a little bit, and things can get a little bit messy. And then you can get the arms, just move these down like this. And there we go. And then as you can see, there's this little cavity here. You can put the waist in there, and sometimes it can take a little bit of force, and that should really lock into place. And then you can sort of tab everything together, move the shoulders down like that, sort of straighten everything out. Things can get pretty messy with the insect legs, so how you can store the insect legs, you can kind of have them all out like this, and there is a separate way you can store them, which I will show in just a second. And for this, you can just move this tail up like that, or of course you can display it several different ways, but I'm just going to have it like that for now. So that's pretty much it for the transformation. I think overall it's pretty simple. It can get a little bit fiddly sometimes. I do apologize if you didn't have the best view at times. I do apologize about that, but that's pretty much it for the transformation. So now let's get a quick look at Sandstorm. So here we have Sandstorm in his robot mode. Let's take a look at the details. So I have to say, this mode looks so cool, and I really do love when you can put out all the insect legs, but to be aware, of course, that will cause to take up a lot more space on your shelf, and it could, mess with some other figures, so I typically do collapse them. I will show you how to do that in just a sec, but again, let's start at the top. So here we have that brand new mutant head sculpt, which I will bring out several other mutant head sculpt figures for comparison in just a sec. Also some other legacy figures, so stay tuned for that. But that head sculpt looks super cool, very menacing and kind of alien insect like. That looks super cool. I do like that nice orange on there. That looks really cool. Also that nice brown color, that looks really nice. And there is still some texturing like on the shoulders, the claws, and some of the chest. I really do love how they did this with this figure and Scorponok. The really nice layered kind of armor effect on the chest. That looks super cool with all the spikes and that nice circle in the middle. And that looks really cool. I really do like the legs as well, that nice spike detail, the nice orange and dark orange color, almost red, that looks pretty good. And then there's that brown for the top of the legs, also the crotch/waist section. And then of course, if we move back here, we have the insect legs all done in purple with that same kind of rough texturing detailing. Very insect-like, very realistic, looks pretty good. And of course, for the claws, I did take out the accessories so we could take a closer look, and I will show how you can install them. So let's actually do that right now. So I'm just going to put them right here. So for the first accessory, of course, we have that really cool missile piece, which I had to say the same for this figure that I said for Scorponok. I really wish this figure came with two, so if you wanted to, you could put them in both claws and leave the Cyber Bee off to the side. But of course, I knew what I was going to expect with this one because it's the exact same figure as Scorponok. They gave you the exact same accessories, which still, I do wish this came with two. But I really do like this nice purple kind of silver color. That looks pretty good. So how you install this, of course, again, you could put it in either claw. There's this peg, and there is a port in there, and that just goes right into place, and then that can close right up just like that, and that looks pretty cool. And then, of course, we have the Cyber Bee, which looks very cool. I do like the nice orange for the wings, and the brown, and the nice purple for the insect kind of bug eyes. And then, of course, there is that port and peg, and you can just plug that right into place and close that up, and that's how you can install the accessories. For the Cyber Bee, there really is no set way you can, install it on a figure like in the show. When he shot it at Optimus Primal, it stuck to his chest. You really can't do that. My only guess is if you got like some clay, you could stick it to Optimus Primal and stick it on there if you wanted to. I don't know if you want to do that or not. You could use tape, glue. If you're okay with gluing on your figures, that's just my only guess. So overall, overall, really like the accessories, really love the look. It looks super cool. So now let me get into the other way you can store the little insect legs. So we just hinge the tail down. Of course, this is the exact same way you do it with Scorponok. You just hinge these top ones like this. You pretty much just overlap all the legs. You just hinge these like that. Hopefully you can see this. Hinge them like this. And then, of course, these last ones just kind of overlap on the side. And the tail, of course, it does limit some of the articulation with these legs here, so it can only go up just like that. So it is a little bit more compact. Of course, there is more of a backpack there. So if you want more of a dynamic pose, you would do it the first way. But if you want more compressed on the shelf to have more room for figures, you can do this. And this is most likely what I'm going to do, because I do like to conserve as much space as possible for the figures. I think it still looks pretty cool. Again, there will be a backpack, but still it does save up quite a bit of space. Also, the stinger can be a little bit closer, so you can actually kind of hinge this down. It can sting some of your other bots in a stop motion or battle display. So overall, very, very cool. So now let's get into the articulation. So we're going to start at the tail here. So if we just hinge this back, of course there's a hinge here, there is a hinge here, and of course there is a ball joint at the stinger itself. And of course, I already did take a look at the articulation of the insect legs. They're all on ball joints, so you knew exactly what that is. For the head, of course, it is on a ball joint, so you can rotate all the way around. There is a little bit of an up and, of course, a down. For the arm here, it can rotate all the way around, out and in. There is a swivel. There is an elbow bend. The claws can open. And there is also, if you have a good grip, there is a swivel at the claw as well. And there is, if you take all the insect legs, of course, spread them out, there is waist rotation. And for the legs here, there is a little bit of a splits. And for the rest of the leg, there is a swivel. There is an ankle rocker pivot. And, of course, there is a knee bend. And you can kick that far forward and that far back. So articulation is pretty good. It's the exact same as Scorponok, of course. Depending on how you store the insect legs, it will vary, of course, with like waist rotation wise and other stuff like that. But overall, pretty good articulation for this figure. Let's now get into some comparisons. So here we have a quick comparison with the previous version of this mold. Here we have Scorponok and Sandstorm. So which one is my favorite? I have to say Sandstorm, because I really just love that orange and kind of sand brown mixture. That looks really good. Also with the dark purple, it works super well. I also really do like the mutant head sculpt. Really liking those. They did a really good mutant Tigertron, Shadow Panther. Really good job with these mutant head sculpts. Looks super cool. I really do like Scorponok, but I think they just did a really good job with this. So my complaint for both these figures, I really do wish the joints were a little bit tighter, especially where the arms, the insect legs, and the tail are concerned. I think they could be looser. Several times with both these figures, the tail would just kind of fall back and droop back. But if you put it at a certain angle or kind of rest it on his back of the figure, it will stay put at just certain areas. If you lean it too far back, it might droop, which is unfortunate. The arms, they're not too loose, but if you, of course, transform it too much or mess around with it too much, it could get very loose. But I would say the legs, the head, I think it's all very secure, very tight, so very minor complaints. Everything else is a really good figure. Let me know in the comment section below which one is your favorites. It could be a mixed bag. I've actually asked people. Some people like the robot mode for Scorponok more, but they like the scorpion mode for Sandstorm more. Me, I'm all Sandstorm. I think they did an amazing job with this figure. Definitely my favorite of this 3-figure subline with the Walmart exclusives. I really suggest to pick them all up. Yes, Night Prowler isn't the best figure, but still, I think you should really pick him up. So again, in the comment section below, which one is your favorite between these two? Let's get on to some more comparisons. So here we have another quick Legacy Walmart exclusive comparison. Here we have Sandstorm, Night Prowler, and Buzzsaw. Definitely Sandstorm is my favorite of this quick, short little sub-line bunch. He just is, he has the best tolerances. His joints are, of course, not the tightest, but he has no, quality control problems. There's no breakage. The accessories are good. Head sculpt's really good. Love both modes. Overall, a really good, outstanding repaint. Yes, he is just a repaint, but definitely one I suggest to pick up. If you only want to get one of these figures, of these 3, definitely get this one. Buzzsaw is my second favorite, only because the accessory is just just not very good. I honestly do not count as accessory because it really doesn't do much. From afar, honestly, you could probably not even tell it's supposed to be like a gun or a stinger. And of course, Nightprowler here, he is not the best figure. Is he the worst? Absolutely not. No, he's not a bad figure, but if you get into more of the nitty-gritty and the small things, he has some QC problems. His accessory is not the best, but overall, appearance-wise, he's actually very cool. I quite like his head sculpt. His dark colors, the yellow, looks pretty good. Probably definitely my favorite of the versions of the cheater mold. I actually really do like his colors. It looks pretty cool. So make sure you stay tuned on the channel for these other reviews right here. I will try not to be too negative in Nightprowler's review because I have a lot of thoughts about this mold. If you watch my previous reviews of this mold, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Of these three, which one is your favorite? And I definitely suggest to pick up all these three figures. No, Nightprowler isn't perfect, but as a display piece, you know, just doing stop motions, just messing around, I think he's actually a pretty fun figure. Let's move on to some more comparisons. So now for a quick mutant head sculpt comparison, I thought I'd compare Sandstorm with mutant Tigertron. I think they're doing a really good job with these mutant head sculpts. Very menacing, lots of really cool angles like mutant Tigertron here. A little bit more simple and oval shaped for Sandstorm, but I really do like the insect kind of creepy look that has to him. I think probably my favorite so far is Sky Shadow. His looks very cool, definitely very alien-like, and I think mutant Tigertron here is definitely based off his, so I didn't really think I need to put all three out. But of the mutant figures so far, which one is your favorite? Of course, there is Sandstorm, mutant Tigertron, and Shadow Panther. I think that's all there is for now. Of course, hopefully I'd really like them to do more in the future, and that'd be very, very cool if they did. And I think that's pretty much it, so let's move on to another comparison. So now for the last bit of comparisons, here we have Sandstorm, Dragstrip, and Kickback. So I do apologize for not reviewing Kickback. I know it's been a while since I got him. I've had him for about a month now. I do apologize. I kept pushing him off because I got these three. You know, I really wanted to review him, and a lot of stuff happened, so I do apologize. It's been a while. I will review him as soon as I can. I just really wanted to review Sandstorm here because he's a really good figure. Dragstrip I have already reviewed, and I actually do have a Legacy playlist. So if you want to see all my Legacy reviews, there's a Legacy playlist, and it will have all of them right next to each other. Very convenient, so make sure you go check those out. Yeah, of these three, I think they're pretty good figures. I think all of them are really nice. Probably the worst one I have to say is Kickback. He's, I wouldn't say, the most creative and interesting transformation, but overall he's a pretty good figure that I do recommend. I'm actually not entirely sure where this Walmart exclusive line stands. I'm not sure if it's actually a part of Wave 1 or 2. If you know that, if you know if it's part of 1 or 2, or maybe it just might be kind of a middle, like 1.5 line, let me know in the comment section below. It might not matter to some people, I don't really know. But yeah, three very good figures. I actually do quite like Legacy. I think it's going pretty well. I do like the wide variety of characters. You know, we got Beast Wars 2 G1 characters, and we're going to have, you know, some G2 characters, some Armada and Energon and Cybertron, so really looking forward to the rest of Legacy and, of course, the rest of the trilogy. So I think that's pretty much it for all the comparisons. Let's now get into the final thoughts. So now for the final thoughts, starting in the robot mode, I think overall it's very good. My only complaint would be I wish the joints were a little bit tighter where the arms and the insect legs are concerned. The insect legs are on ball joints, so typically those are very, very loose. And of course it was the exact same way with Scorponok. The insect legs and the arms were a little bit too loose for my liking, but the rest of the figure is quite tight and good. I actually do quite like the mutant head sculpt. I think they did a pretty good job with that. I really do hope they do more. I quite liked it with mutant Tigertron, and Shadow Panther looks very menacing and cool. I do like the accessories. I do kind of wish maybe this figure came with another missile pod accessory so you could have him in both claws, because the Cyber Bee, it's not the best accessory. It's not, I would say, the most practical. And the claw looks pretty cool, but you cannot actually stick it on a figure, which of course in the show, if you watched it, was its main purpose, to stick on a figure or a character and pretty much suck the life out of it and make it crazy. So I thought that was a pretty cool concept, but you really actually can't see it through. If you wanted to, again, as I said before in the review, you could tape it to a figure, you know, use clay, glue if you wanted to, if you're okay with that. So there is some options if you want to further enhance that really cool idea of that accessory. But I really do like the head sculpt. I really like the layering on the chest. The colors look super cool. The dark purple, the nice burning orange, the nice brown, that looks super, super cool. Overall, a very good robot mode. So transformation, overall, it's not the best. It's very simple and straightforward. My only complaint would be is that it's a little bit messy at times because the insect legs can get a little bit tangled and in the way, so just kind of push them off to the side and you'll be good. For the scorpion mode, I think it's a very realistic, very cool looking scorpion mode. I really do like the claws. I like the texturing on across all the entire figure. There's some on the claws, some on the insect legs. a little bit on the tail, and of course some on the side of the Scorpion. Scorpion face looks pretty cool. I do like the nice teeth, the red eyes. Overall, a very, very good Scorpion, very realistic, very menacing, and of course I think overall this figure is definitely an improvement over the Scorponok figure. I wouldn't say an improvement as in the Scorponok figure is bad, just overall the look, the style, I think just looks super cool to me, and it really is a very, very cool figure. Definitely my favorite of the 3 Walmart exclusive figures. Definitely, I would highly suggest if you're going to pick up one of them, one of the 3, definitely pick up this one. Just overall really cool look and style. And if you're kind of unsure, honestly, just get one and try it out, because when these 3 came out, of course, I was actually very tempted to pass them up, but when I got this one, I was like, okay, I'm so glad I got this one because it's super cool. And my advice is don't wait to get it on Walmart or Hasbro Pulse. Look on eBay, because I found this one on eBay for like $25, and the sale price is like $23, kind of depending on where you buy it, like Target or Walmart or Hasbro Pulse. I got it for like $26 or $25, which is pretty good. There was a little bit of shipping because it is an exclusive, so there will be a little bit of an up price, but I'm getting it super early because Hasbro's release date is December. I just got it right now at the end of May, so I highly suggest look on eBay if you want these figures, because I was able to find them extremely easy. I got all 3 of them for a pretty good deal, so definitely look on eBay if you want these. And of course, don't pay super overpriced because they are Walmart exclusives. So really good figure. Look out for the other shoe reviews of this little sub line, and I think that's pretty much it. Hope you enjoyed this review, and I'll see you next time.